Hi and welcome to VeloGPS. In this Quickstart guide we're going to show you how to set up the data screens on your Garmin Edge 520. So let's take a closer look at exactly how to do that. So you need to hit the down arrow to select menu, and then from menu we're going to choose settings, and then we're going to select the activity profile which we wish to adjust. So we're going to adjust race, and then we look for data screens. So these are our data screen options, and we can see here that we've got up to 5 data screens that we can activate, and each data screen can have up to 10 data fields displayed, so more than enough information for you data junkies. So let's just take a look at screen number 1. So within screen number 1 we can preview that, and then we can individually set up the data fields. So within the preview you'll notice that we have 7 data fields displayed, so we have 3 larger ones at the top and 4 smaller ones at the bottom. And that's probably our preferred option because it's a little less cluttered, and the larger fields mean that we can see some of our key telemetry a little bit easier. But you can go up to 10 data fields, as I mentioned, if I hit the right button, which starts to look a little bit busy in our opinion. It's a little bit harder to see some of the key data, but you can go to the other extreme as well. We can have as few as 3, or a split screen, or indeed a single data field displayed. So we're going to set that back to 7. And once you're happy with that, you select that on the top right, and we can then set up what the actual fields display. So we've moved into the data field categories, so this was for data field number 1, and the categories, we're just going to run through them, include cadence, calories, courses, cycling dynamics, distance, elevation, gears, general, heart rate, indoor trainer, power, speed, timer, varia, workouts, and then back to the top. So we're going to just go back, because we had that set to cadence from an earlier demo, and we want to set it back to speed. And within the speed category you then have various data field options. There's speed, average speed, lap speed, speed over the last lap, and maximum speed, but we're going to go for plain old speed. So you can see that that's updated to speed. So it's exactly the same if you wish to update data field number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. It's the same process. And once you're happy with that, you select the back arrow, but we'll just preview it again so that you can see that that data field has now changed from cadence to speed. So we're going to hit the back arrow, and we can now look at screen number 2, which is turned on at the moment, but what you'll notice is with screens 2 to 5 you have this additional enable slider here, which if you just click on select, deactivates or reactivates. Okay. And with this particular screen we've set up 3 data fields with some information on DI2. So this is if you have funky electronic gearing. We've got options here to show you what the front gear is, what the rear gear is, or indeed what the battery level is. So we're happy enough with 3 data fields, and it's exactly the same process to amend it. And we'll just show you by looking at the gears option how you do it. So within gears you can see again we have DI2 battery level, front gear, gear ratio gears, and rear gear. So I think we had front gear selected there, didn't we? Okay, so we're happy with screen number 2. We're going to go back. We're going to leave screens 3 to 5 turned off, and then we're going to have a look now at the map screen, which is turned on. And the map screen will display a map which enables you to follow a plot of your course if you've uploaded a course either from Garmin Connect or a third-party mapping tool. And you have the option here to activate some data fields which will display at the bottom of the map page. So you can either have nothing displayed or 2 customizable data fields. So we'll go with the 2 data fields, and to set those is exactly the same as we've already showed you on the normal data pages. So again, once you're happy you hit the back arrow, and we can come back out of that. We'll show you what it looks like in a moment. We've got the compass page turned on. We have the elevation page turned on, as well as lap summary off, virtual partners on, and we also have varia turned off. But I think what we'll do is if we navigate back out we can show you what those pages actually look like if you were undertaking a ride. So we're happy with what we've got set up, and really setting up the data fields on any of those pages is done in exactly the same way. So if we're going to select ride and we'll look at our race profile, we can see here that these are the 7 data fields that we had set up before. So that's our main data page. We then have the DI2 page that we set up, so some funky little graphical displays that when you're riding with DI2, which sadly we don't have, it will show you which gear you're in, what the battery level is to make sure that you're not about to run out of battery. things get a little bit more exciting. So this is a custom map that we've installed onto our 520. This is the map screen, and normally the 520 comes installed with a very basic base map that probably includes within the UK motorway some of the main A roads, but certainly doesn't appear to include much more detail such as country roads, things like that. And you can see here we've got even rivers included on the map we've installed. So what we've done is we've removed the base map and we've installed a custom open street map. So the 520 doesn't have enough memory to install a whole country's worth of map. So what we have here is a selected region of the UK that we're going to be cycling within installed. And what we are able to do is install enough of a map that you're probably going to be able to cover off easily a 50-mile or more bike ride. So no problems there. And then what happens is when you're riding a course, the actual course is overlaid over the top of the road. So you get a much better idea of the layout of junctions when you're having to make turns. So with the old Garmin Edge 500 and 510, they didn't have any maps, and effectively you just had a very basic breadcrumb trail that you followed on the screen. So it was just the line on the screen, and if the line turned to the right, chances are you needed to turn right too. Well, here, as I mentioned, you get a much better idea of the layout of a junction that you're approaching, and we've got the two custom data fields down the bottom that we showed you earlier. So again, we're going to scroll down. This is a very basic compass with two custom data fields. We then have the virtual partner screen. So this gives you a graphical representation of where you are in relation to a virtual partner that you may be racing. And we'll see here that the pace of the partner is set at 15 miles an hour, but you can change that on the data screens that we showed you earlier during the setup phase to any speed that you fancy. And then again here we get details of how far ahead or behind you are in terms of distance or time, again compared to the virtual partner. So quite a neat little feature. This screen is the elevation screen, so it gives you a plot of elevation against distance. So if you've uploaded a course and that course includes elevation detail, then you can see whether you've got any hills approaching, or if you're riding up a climb, how far you've got to go, which is quite handy when you're trying to pace yourself up a climb. And then you've got two custom data fields again that you can set up on the bottom part of the screen. And then finally, if we go back to the main data page, you'll just see this icon that disappears here. That lets you know that you've got some features that you can just select and have a look at over here. So we've got status page, and that allows us to adjust things like the brightness of the backlight, or whether the backlight remains on or times out after a certain period of time. You can even set up a screen capture so that you can take screenshots during your ride. So if we go back from there, we've got a couple of other bits of information that tells us whether the GPS is on, any sensors you may have connected, such as a speed sensor, cadence sensor, power meters, and any other connectivity such as Bluetooth that you've got going on as well. So going back from there, you can also amend the data fields whilst you're making a ride, so you don't have to stop the ride and come back out and go through all of the setup that we showed you earlier. You can just go in, and this is again within screen one, and very quickly just change one of the fields that's displayed. Okay, and then finally coming back out of there, the last thing we'll show you is just the backlight shortcut here. So there's a button on the top left that if you just push it, takes you straight again to the brightness where you can adjust it, and you push it again to go back to the main screen. So in a few short minutes, that was how to set up your data screens on the Garmin Edge 520. If you've liked this video, be sure to subscribe to keep an eye on anything we publish in the future.